So, Veronica, have you ever found yourself thinking about your plans for next week and wondered, should I say, I will meet my friend, or I am going to meet my friend, or maybe even I am meeting my friend? Does it even matter? It's a subtle difference, but one that can really make your English sound more natural.
Oh, definitely. That's such a common point of confusion for English learners. It seems like there are so many ways to talk about the future, and it's hard to know which one is the right one for the situation. I get questions about this all the time from my friends. It's like you learn one rule and then you hear a native speaker say something completely different.
Exactly. And that is precisely what we're going to untangle today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to English with Adam.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Adam. We're your hosts, and in this podcast, we try to make learning English feel a little less like a textbook and a little more like a cozy chat between friends.
Exactly. So today we're tackling the future tense, or I guess the future tenses, plural. Where should we start, Adam?
Let's start with the one everyone learns first, will. It's simple, right? You just put will before the verb, but its use is actually quite specific. The main time you want to use will is for a spontaneous decision, a decision you make at the moment of speaking. It's for those moments when you haven't had a pre-existing plan. Think of it as the decide right now future.
Okay, spontaneous, like in a restaurant and the waiter asks for my order.
Perfect example. You look at the menu and say, I think I'll have the pasta. You just decided. You didn't plan it yesterday. Or if your friend says, I'm so cold, you might say, oh, I'll close the window for you. It's an instant offer. Another great example is when you're in a meeting and your boss asks who can write the report. If you decide in that moment to do it, you'd say, I'll do it.
That makes sense. So it's for unplanned, in-the-moment things.
Right. You also use will for predictions based on your opinion or belief, often with phrases like I think or I believe. For example, I think it will rain tomorrow. That's just my personal feeling. It's not based on any evidence I can see right now. And beyond spontaneous decisions and opinions, will is also our go-to for making promises or threats, like I'll always love you. That's a promise. Or a parent might say to a child, if you don't clean your room, you will not watch TV tonight. That's a clear threat, or at least a very firm promise of a consequence.
Okay, so will is for spontaneous decisions, personal predictions, and also for making promises and threats. That's a really useful addition. It adds an emotional layer to it. Got it. So what about be going to? How is that different?
Great question. Be going to is our go-to for plans and intentions. This is for a decision you made before the moment of speaking. It's not spontaneous. You've thought about it already. It's the opposite of that decide right now feeling of will. With be going to, the decision is already made. The intention already exists in your mind.
Okay, so if I decided last week that I want to learn Spanish,
You would say, I am going to learn Spanish. You formed the intention. It's a plan in your mind. Or, I'm going to visit my parents this weekend. You probably planned that a few days ago, not right this second. Another example could be, we're going to repaint the kitchen next month. It's a family plan that has been discussed and decided upon.
Right. That distinction is really clear. What about predictions? You said will is for opinion-based predictions.
It is, and this is the other key use of be going to. We use it for predictions based on present evidence. Something you can see, hear, or feel right now that tells you something is about to happen.
Ooh, so if I look outside and the sky is full of dark, heavy clouds,
You'd say, look at those clouds. It's going to rain. You have evidence. It's not just an opinion anymore. Or if you see someone running carelessly towards an open manhole, you'd shout, watch out, you're going to fall in.
okay, that makes perfect sense. So will is an opinion, going to is evidence. I like that. So where does the present continuous fit in? Like saying, I am meeting Sarah tomorrow.
Yes, the third big one. The present continuous is used for fixed arrangements in the near future. It's a step beyond going to. With going to, you have an intention. With the present continuous, you have a solid arrangement. Usually, you've organized it with another person and you know the time and place.
So it's like, it's in my calendar, it's confirmed.
That's the perfect way to think about it. If you say, I'm going to meet Sarah, it's your plan. But if you say, I'm meeting Sarah at the cafe at 2 p.m. tomorrow, that's a fixed arrangement. You've probably already texted her and agreed on the details.
Okay, so let me see if I can summarize. Will is a decision I make right now, going to is for a plan I made earlier, and present continuous is for a plan that's now a fixed arrangement, like an appointment.
You've nailed it. That's the core difference for plans. And then there's one more, a very specific one, the simple present. We use this for future events that are on a fixed schedule or timetable.
Oh, like for trains and planes?
Exactly. You'd say, my flight leaves at 8 a.m. tomorrow, not my flight will leave or is leaving. Or the movie starts at 7:30 because it's on an official, unchangeable schedule.
Wow, okay, that actually clears up so much. It's not that they're all interchangeable, they each have a very specific feeling and context. I feel like we've covered all the ways to talk about the future now.
That's the key. It's all about context. So, quick recap. Will for spontaneous decisions, be going to for prior plans and intentions, present continuous for fixed arrangements, and simple present for timetable.
That's fantastic. I feel like I can make plans with much more confidence now.
And we hope you, our listeners, feel the same way. English grammar can be tricky, but breaking it down like this, one piece at a time, can make all the difference.
It really can. And that brings us to the end of another episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to English with Adam.
If you found this episode helpful, we would be so grateful if you could take a moment to like it and subscribe to our channel. It helps other learners find us.
Yes, and for today's comment challenge, we'd love to hear about your plans. Leave a comment below telling us one of your plans for this week. Try to use be going to or the present continuous correctly. We can't wait to read them.
Absolutely. Thanks again for listening, everyone. Until next time, keep practicing.
Bye for now.